Hello and welcome to this training session on the inventory count process in Onfinity. The inventory count is an essential process that helps ensure accuracy between physical stock and system records. Let's begin with a quick overview of today's agenda. In this session, we will cover the basic aspects of the inventory count process and understand how it works within Onfinity. Next, let's look at the objectives of this session. The objective is to enable you to understand the inventory count and its associated terms in the context of business processes. Additionally, this session will enable you to test the inventory count process in the context of business requirements. Now let's review the prerequisites. Before we get started, there are a few requirements you need to have in place. First, you must have access to the Onfinity platform with a valid user ID and password. Second, the tenant and organization configurations must be completed and available. Before we begin the process, let's take a moment to understand what an inventory count is. Inventory count or physical count is a process where a business physically counts its entire inventory. This is not just a routine activity, it plays a key role in ensuring that the system records match the actual inventory on hand. A physical inventory may be mandated by financial accounting rules, or the tax regulations to place an accurate value on the inventory, or the business may need to count inventory so component parts or raw material can be restored. Businesses may use several different tactics to minimize the dispute caused by physical inventory. In Onfinity, to record the physical counts of good, we have the inventory count screen. Inventory count screen allows you to record physical counts in a structured way, helping minimize discrepancies while ensuring data accuracy across the system. Let's now move to identify the process flow configuration task. In order to use the inventory count effectively, certain configurations must already be in place within the system. To record an inventory count, here are some more prerequisites which must be available in the system. These include the document type, warehouse and locator, product, and unit of measure. Details on how to set up each of these are covered in separate training sessions. With this understanding, let's now move forward to the inventory count use case. We will now go through inventory count use case to gain a better understanding and to see how an inventory count actually works step by step in practice. In this scenario, Sonic Ventures conducts quarterly inventory counts to verify the accuracy of material stock in the warehouse. This process ensures that the inventory records in the system match the actual stock available. Warehouse staff of Sonic Ventures counts items individually, noting down quantities. Inventory manager having access of system will compares physical count data with system records where items to be counted, Samsung Galaxy S22, 128 gigabytes, Phantom Black, 100 units, Redmi Note 10, 128 gigabytes, Red, 124 units, Realme Q2 earbuds, Black, 300 units, Fuel Fighter, 50. These represent the quantities recorded in the system. If the physical counts do not match, the records must be updated to reflect the actual stock. Such scenarios are common across organizations, as warehouses regularly perform physical counts to ensure accuracy and reliability in their inventory records. Before moving ahead with the use case, let's first take a look at how the inventory count process works. The process usually begins when a discrepancy is found in the stock. At that point, the inventory count is initiated through the inventory count screen, where stock levels can be updated. This update directly reflects in the system, ensuring that stock records are aligned with the actual quantities. Now let's see how inventory count use case is executed. Inventory manager compares physical count data with system records and identifies discrepancies. Samsung Galaxy S22, 128 gigabytes, Phantom Black, 3 units short, Redmi Note 10, 128 gigabytes, Red, 6 units over, and Realme Q2 earbuds, Black, 10 units over. Once the discrepancy is verified, Inventory Manager generates inventory count record and adjusts the quantity with reasons for discrepancies. This use case illustrates the situation where an inventory count becomes necessary. In the next part of this session, we will demonstrate the same process within the Onfinity system, step by step, to understand how it is executed in practice. Up to this point, we have reviewed the foundational elements and key concepts related to inventory count. Now let us move forward and see how this process is carried out in the Onfinity system. To begin, open the Onfinity link in your browser. Log in using your user ID and password. Enter your valid user ID. Enter your password and then click on Login to access the system. After logging into Onfinity, you'll arrive at the home page with various mosaics. These display real-time business insights, though some may appear empty if transaction data is not yet available. Once data is recorded, they will update automatically, so you can ignore the empty mosaics for now. As part of our use case, let's now move to the inventory count screen. To open it, you can either search for inventory count directly using the menu search utility or navigate through the material management module. Under storage operations, you will find the option for inventory count. Click on it, and you will be taken to the inventory count landing page. Here on the inventory count screen's landing page, you will find mosaics and charts that are specific to inventory count. These mosaics can be used to view existing records or to add a new inventory count. One of the key mosaics is the advanced search. It contains predefined values for advanced searches, which are mainly used for filtering records. To open an existing record, you simply need to click on the hyperlink displayed in the results. In this way, you can filter out specific records. If needed, you can also remove the existing filters, add new ones, and create advanced searches as per your requirements. Now, let's return to the landing page and review some of the other mosaics available here. We can filter the records based on the warehouse in use. In the same way, we can click on the hyperlink to view the filtered records. We can also apply filters based on document status. In both cases, whenever another value is available, such as a different warehouse or a status like drafted or in progress, an additional hyperlink is automatically created. Here we have two charts. One shows the top 10 products with the lowest stock, and the other shows the top 10 products with the highest stock. These charts provide a quick view of inventory levels. At the moment, only a few items are available in our system. That is why both charts are showing the same records. Once the system has more data, around 20 to 30 items, you will see different products displayed in each chart. Click on the Mosaic section. From here, you can remove existing mosaics or add additional ones available in the Mosaic section. You also have the option to delete a mosaic, or simply drag and drop to add the mosaics as needed from Mosaic section. To add a new record, click on the New Record mosaic. This opens the inventory count screen in single record view. First, select the organization under which the inventory count is being created. Next, choose the warehouse where the count will be performed. For this example, we'll select Sonic Ventures Warehouse. In the document type field, select Physical Inventory, which is already available in the system and defines the type of transaction. The document number will be generated automatically based on the sequence linked to the document type or the default transaction sequence. Then enter the movement date on which the inventory count is being carried out. Once all details are entered, simply save the record. Additionally, we have the option to add a description or note for more details. This is purely informational and has no functional impact, so I will skip adding it for now. On this screen, you will also notice two process buttons. These process buttons allow us to insert lines directly. We can use the Generate List button to automatically create lines. When we click Generate List, a confirmation message will appear. Once we confirm, an information page opens where we can refine the selection. Here, we can choose a specific product category if we want to limit the inventory count to certain products. We can also filter based on the available inventory quantity in the warehouse. Not zero will include all items with positive or negative stock. Greater than 0 will include only products with available stock. Equal to 0 will include items with no stock. Less than 0 will include items with negative stock. For this demonstration, let's select Not Zero and continue without choosing a specific category, since we don't have many products in the system right now. Next, we have the field set inventory count 2. This determines the starting count quantity that will appear on the inserted lines after generation. It can either be the same as the current on-hand quantity or set to 0. For this demonstration, let's choose 0, so that the quantity count fields will initialize as 0, and we can update them manually later. In last, we see the checkbox for Delete Old/Existing Records. If this is marked true, any existing lines in the document will be deleted before inserting new ones. Since our record does not contain any existing lines, we will leave this unchecked. Now let's click OK. The system will insert the lines, and in the composite view, you will see the products listed. Because we set the inventory count to 0, all the quantity count fields are initialized as 0. Apart from the Generate List option, we also have another process button, Create Lines from Cart. When clicked, the Create Lines from Cart form opens. Here, carts created with the transaction type Physical Inventory or Others will be available for selection. The detailed process of creating carts and using them for line generation is covered in a dedicated session on the Inventory Count form. For detailed guidance, you can refer to the dedicated session on using carts. Depending on business requirements, carts can be used to generate lines during the inventory count process. Typically, warehouse staff create carts using scanning devices during the physical count. These carts are then used by the warehouse manager to accurately update product quantities and costs in the system. For now, we will close Create Lines from Cart form and click on the Lines tab button to move to the Lines tab, where we can update and verify product information. Click on the product hyperlink to open the line in single record view. This opens the detailed view of the line. You can also add lines manually if needed. To add a line manually, first click on New Record, then select the locator, then choose the product. If the product has an attribute set instance defined, click on the attribute set instance field. This will display the available options, allowing you to select or add the required set instance. Now we can choose the unit of measure. By default, the system picks the base UOM, which comes directly from the product master's header. If the product has a barcode defined, it will also appear in UPCEAN field automatically. Next, we move to the inventory type field, which provides two options. The first option is inventory difference. This is used when there is a stock mismatch, for example, due to losses or other discrepancies. In this case, the system will simply update the inventory quantity to reflect the difference without making any accounting adjustments. The second option is charge account. This is selected when we not only want to correct the stock levels, but also record the adjustment in the accounts. When we choose this option, the charge field becomes available, allowing us to select the appropriate charge to record the adjustment. In most cases, we typically use the inventory difference option. Next, we have the adjustment type field. The first option under this field is As on Date Count. This option allows us to specify the exact quantity that should be available in the system. For example, in our use case, the system shows 97 units of Samsung Galaxy S22, while our physical count indicates 100 units. This means we are short by 3 units. We simply enter the correct quantity, 100, and save the line. Once the line is saved, the As on Date field and the difference quantity field are updated automatically. You will also see the cost price field displayed, since the quantity is being increased from 97 to 100. Here, you can enter the cost for these additional 3 units if there is a difference in the product's cost, or you may skip this step to continue with the current price. Next, let's move to the other product line. The second option in the adjustment type field is quantity difference. For example, during the manual count, we found that the Redmi Note 10 has 6 units more than what the system shows. We enter 6 in the quantity field and save the line. This will reduce the quantity by 6, making it 124. Similarly, for the Realme Q2 earbuds, the system shows 10 extra units. We can update it to 300 with the adjustment type set to A's on date count and save the record. After saving the updates, let's open the record in grid view, select the Samsung Galaxy S22 line, and open it in single record view to continue updating with a different approach. If we set the adjustment type to quantity difference, and in this case we need to add quantities, we can use a negative value. For example, entering -3 in the quantity field will add 3 units, making the total quantity 100. This is another way the adjustment process works. Next, open the record again in grid view. For products like the fuel injector, where there is no discrepancy, we can simply select the line and delete it. Once all the product lines have been verified and updated, return to the Header tab. Here, click on the Complete Document Action button available in the Header panel and confirm by clicking OK. This will complete the record. If you notice, the inventory count screen has a header panel with several important fields, including organization, warehouse, document number, movement date, and document status. This information provides a quick overview, and importantly, the header panel remains visible even on the Lines tab, allowing easy and quick access to all essential details. You also have the Document Action button and the Not Posted button available for posting the record. At this stage, the record is complete, and the inventory levels in the warehouse have been updated accordingly. Let's zoom into the warehouse to verify the product quantities. On the warehouse screen, click the hyperlink of the warehouse name to open it in single record view. Next, move to the Locators tab where all locators are listed. Click on the locator code hyperlink to open it in single record view, and from there, navigate to the Check Stock tab to view the updated quantities. On the Stock tab, you can view all the updated on-hand quantities of the products. Click on the Locator hyperlink to open the record in single record view. Here, you will also find the Date Last Inventory Count field, which shows the date when the inventory count process was most recently executed. Now let's return to the inventory count record and click on the Not Posted button to post it. This will update the accounting consequences in the ledger accounts. Next, click on the Posted button to review the ledger and see how the posting has been recorded. Here, you will notice that the product asset is credited and inventory shrinkage is debited. This demonstrates how the posting occurs for this particular inventory count. This concludes our walkthrough of the inventory count process in the Onfinity system. Let's return to the presentation slides. Our next topic is the inventory count mosaics, which we have already covered during the demonstration. These mosaics include the Create view, which allows you to view and add new records, and the Advanced search, which is used for filtering records. You can also filter records by warehouse and document status. Additionally, the charts provide a quick view of inventory levels, showing the top 10 products with the lowest stock and the top 10 products with the highest stock. That concludes today's session. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.